Hi, you guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I hope that you all are doing well. So, the scripture that God gave me for you guys on today is actually two scriptures, and He emphasized it. So, the first one is Romans 6 and 12. The second one is Romans 6 and 14. So, Romans 6 and 12, the NLT version, it says, "Do not let sin control the way you live. Do not give into sinful desires." So God is saying, do not give in to your flesh. Romans 6:14, sin is no longer your master, for you no longer live under the requirements of the law. Instead, you live under the freedom of God's grace. So God is telling you that you are no longer a slave to the sin that you were in. You are no longer a slave to the things that had you bound. You are no longer a slave to the things that kept you held back. He's telling you now that you are free. You are free from the bondage of sin. So stop giving way to the sinful and lustful desires that you have, the things that you think in your mind, the things that you have in your heart that you lust after, the things that you do that you feel like you have to do to survive type of things. So God is saying, sin is no longer your master, for you no longer live under the requirements of the law. Instead, you live under the freedom of God's grace. So God has given you grace to not continue to do a thing. God has given you grace to move on. God has given you grace to get it right. God has given you grace to have a new start. So God is saying, you're no longer a slave to sin. Get up and go. Leave. Don't give way to your flesh. When you feel like it, you think about it, and you want to do something, God is saying, don't give in to it. And you'll be fine. Just pick up your bag, pick up, whatever you got, and just walk. Okay? I love you guys. Take care and please be safe.